So you are a Scorpio and you struggle with scaring people off. Well, for one, I always say people have Scorpio energy. It's not a bad thing to be so intense and intimidating, all right? But it does come with its cons, and that intensity can sometimes turn into toxicity real quick, all right, depending on the circumstances. Y'all, it is so hot out here in Virginia. My wig is sweating and splitting. I have to roll down these windows, honey. But, all right, let's get into it. Scorpio and why you may scare people off. By the way, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you are not subscribed, hit that bell next to the subscribe button so that you get a notification whenever I go live or upload a brand new video. Also, make sure that if you want a reading, check out my website, Lamarr, townsendtarot.com. I am available for readings and I would love to read for you. The link to my website is in my description box below as well as the comment section. Make sure you follow me on my social media pages. My Instagram is at Lamarr Townsend, and my Facebook is Lamarr Townsend Tarot. All right, just spelled like my YouTube name and my website. And make sure you follow me on there. Make sure you follow me on my social media pages. The links are in the description box. And yeah, remember, if you want a reading, check out my website. I do psychic tarot readings, astrology readings, and more. All right. So check those out on my website. I am an astrologer as well as a psychic tarot reader. So I can read your cards and your natal chart, honey, and that birth chart, girl. So Scorpio, and why people may be afraid of you. Well, one reason why people may be afraid of you and intimidated by you and a little bit apprehensive when it comes to approaching you maybe or dealing with you in certain circumstances, because you can be intense, all right? You can definitely be intimidating. It is what it is. Scorpio, you guys are ruled by Pluto and Mars. So, both planets, Pluto and Mars, are very, very intense energies. And even if you're bottling it up and not necessarily taking that energy and, using it against someone, people can still feel that intense energy off of you. So just the feeling alone. For example, you could be having like an issue with someone and you're in the room with that same someone and you really want to cuss them out, but you don't. You, Scorpio, are in a room with someone you don't like, and instead of cussing them out, you just stay silent and kind of ignore the person. Even though you think you're doing good by keeping that energy to yourself, keeping your feelings to yourself and ignoring them, what you don't realize is that people can still feel your energy. People can still feel your vibe. And that alone will make people want to run away or make people not necessarily want to deal with you. So I always say this in all my videos. The key to that is to master self. Master yourself. Master your emotions. One thing that I like about Capricorns is that they could be mad, but they will never show it. Like, they will never let you see them mad. Not saying that you have to become like a poker face, a stone cold sea goat or something like that, but have more control over your emotions. Try not to let certain instances or people get to you. That's one way to not scare people off. Like, understand that people's decisions, people's thoughts, people's opinions are their own. And, if you believe, in what you believe and you are who you are, then their opinions, their beliefs, their critiques can't penetrate you or your bubble. So sometimes it's your energy alone that will scare people off. For example, I have Venus in Scorpio, and I always say these videos are not just for Scorpio Sun. It's for Scorpio Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Uranus, Pluto, Saturn, first through 12th house, North Node, Chiron, Vesta, all those placements in between, right? South Node as well. So I have Venus in Scorpio, and this, if you know anything about astrology, and if you don't, let me spit some knowledge to you. Venus rules romance, friendship, beauty, harmony, how we express our love. So if you have Venus in Scorpio, you tend to express love in a very intense way. Now, also, if you have Venus in Scorpio, that will tend to scare people off, all right? And I don't know, I've done this thing as well where, okay, like, I realize I can't act crazy. I can't, let my feelings and my emotions and my excitement get the best of me and over talk or over explain or, I don't know, overstep their boundaries or something like that. So I keep it in, but by keeping it in, like, it's not helping. Like, so I think it's also about finding ways to utilize that energy in positive ways, productive ways, to relate to others, if that makes sense. So instead of maybe freaking out, and, going off or holding all that energy in, maybe try to find a way to kind of talk it out with someone, or express your feelings in a way that's not going to be hurtful or damaging or too much for the other person. Easier said than done, but keep in mind you have that Aries kind of Mars influence as well. So Mars can be a little bit maybe insensitive, but like I feel like the better phrase or word is sometimes Mars doesn't always consider other people's feelings. And sometimes Aries, you do have, or Aries, here I go calling you Aries, Scorpio, you guys can have this way where you can just not always consider people's feelings. And this isn't like, not necessarily for the bad, like, I don't mean, someone stole from you or someone cussed you out, so, you cuss them out, you bash their head in, I don't know, like, that's not, like, I don't mean that in terms of considering people's feelings. Some people deserve that. But what I mean is, like, you could be feeling intense feelings towards someone, but you have to consider that person's feelings towards you. Hold on. Like, does that person feel as intensely towards you as you feel towards them? And then we can flip that around and say, maybe someone feels more intensely towards you than you feel towards them. You have to consider that person's feelings as well. Another thing is that why do I keep calling you Aries? Scorpios, sometimes you guys can be a little bit unapproachable. And that's not a bad thing. Sometimes you want to seem unapproachable because you just don't want to be approached. It is what it is. I totally understand that. I'm a Capricorn sun. Alright, so I get it. But the thing is, with that intense Scorpion energy, remember you're ruled by Pluto. So Pluto rules the subconscious. It rules the depths of the ocean and the depths of the human psyche, and things like that. And it rules evolution, change, growth, crisis, and all those types of stuff. Sex and sexuality and stuff like that. So you automatically come with that intensity, right? So people may be afraid to approach you, maybe you have resting bitch face. Capricorns always get like pegged for having resting bitch face. Or maybe your arms are crossed while you're standing in line and you don't realize that certain things like that is making you seem closed off to people. And couple that with your energy, it can intimidate people. It can scare people off. Now, I always say, the ability of, having that intensity to scare people off definitely comes in handy when you don't want to be around people, when you don't want to deal with people. But it definitely can be a nuisance when you do want people to kind of approach you and talk to you and not be afraid of dealing with you. So I get it. But I think the biggest thing with this Scorpio, I was about to call you Aries again. I just got home, so now I'm parked and I'm about to go inside in the air conditioning, girl. But before I go inside, let me wrap this up real quick. The best thing I can say, Scorpio, is to consider other people's feelings, but also be more aware of yourself and how you come across. Sometimes it may be unintentional that, you scare people off. Try to figure out what was it that I did, what was it that I said. And sometimes it's not even your fault. Sometimes people just can't take you, and it is what it is. But you're naturally intense. You're naturally someone who sees through the BS. So people kind of instinctively know that they can't come to you with some bullshit. They can't come to you with drama, because you're going to nip it right in the bud. So that's a good thing, I think. But I would say, if you don't want to scare people off, work more on being more open energetically. All right, that's the key. And how to do that is by mastering your own emotions and mastering your own energy, really. I hope I was able to give you some clarity and insight, Scorpio. I keep wanting to call you Aries. Oh my gosh. Scorpio, I hope I was able to give you some insight. I'm about to go inside and get in this AC. Do some readings. Do some more work after getting off work. That's a whole different vlog. But, yeah. At least this job I love doing, which is YouTube. So make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you get a notification whenever I go live. If you would like a personal reading from me, once again, my website is lamarrtownsendtarot.com. I am available for readings, and I would love to read for you. Check out my website, purchase your reading, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. All right, and we'll get your reading done as soon as possible. And I just started doing face-to-face readings as well. Currently located in Virginia. Check out my website for that information as well. And I look forward to keeping in touch with you all. Subscribe, like this video. Follow me on my social media pages. The links to my social medias are in the description box. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Love y'all.